Hello, YouTube land, and welcome to another edition of Jeff's Toy Reviews. I am Jeff, and today I am reviewing Toy World's Constructor. That's right. I just got this guy not too long ago. I've been messing around with them. Put him in his Constructicon mode, or his Devastator mode, excuse me. And I'm not going to review the individual bots. I'm going to get that right out there for you. I'm not going to review the individual bots. I'm reviewing the final forming robot, their version of not Devastator. But I will talk about the QC issues of this guy, and I'm going to give you a 1 out of 10 at the end of him if I think he's a must buy, or if you think, it's really, of course, it's your money. It's going to come down to what you want to do for this guy, if it's something you're into or not. I did add a couple Repro label Decepticon labels onto the individual figures, and of course to his chest, because it's pretty cool. And he needs the Decepticon logo, because he's a Decepticon, and he's a big Decepticon, and he's huge. He's massive. He's 22, I believe he's 22 inches tall. And I'm going to jump right into the QC issues, let you know my problems, and just so you know, here's his feet. I'm moving this back because you got to see it. There's his feet. He doesn't have the small cab syndrome like he did on, like he does on the Hasbro version. I am going to show you him next to the Hasbro version, as well as a couple of others. Excuse the moving the camera. To give you an idea of his size. And overall, I love this figure. I do. I love the Constructicons. What Toy World did with them is fantastic. But that being said, there's some QC issues. For example, Scavenger's arm plug is so tight, or unearth as they call him, is so tight that it kind of comes undone and then snaps back into place, and it makes me nervous. The ratchets, for being as tight as they are, they're not as solid they're not as solid as they should be. So, there's those kind of things, but, he's massive. He's got really great things going on, and I'm not sure why this is not tabbing in place. Oh, hold on just a moment. I think I know why, because I forgot to put the last 2 tabs in there. Excuse me as I do this. There's the 2 little feet tabs that from Unearth's feet that go right in, and for some reason they don't want to stay in for me. All right, so there he is. He's massive. So I'll stick with the QC issues. I wanted to jump ahead on something. So Unearth's peg is really tight, and it makes me nervous. It keeps wanting to become disengaged. Long haul, or Burden, he needed feet spurs, or heel spurs, excuse me. He needed the heel spurs because he is so top heavy, and he has stuff on his back. Not a really big backpack. It's actually a very narrow backpack, but it's enough that he has to be leaned forward if you're going to have him in individual robot mode, because he will tip over. He'll just go straight back, no issues. Like he needed heel spurs bad. And then there's the leg pieces that came with him. I'm going to show you here. My God, he is heavy. So there's these slots right here. These slots were so tight that I actually had to kind of stand. Well, I had to put my foot down on this piece and wiggle him out, and it took me like 5-10 minutes to do so. Like, it was not easy, and it was a pain in the butt, and it shouldn't be that way. I had to do like a few other reviewers did that I read on, or that I watched on YouTube. They shaved it down. I took a metal file. I took one of these metal files, and as you can see, there's still plastic on it. And I shaved it down just so I can slide those in. And I know it's not all the way. I mean, he's all the way on there. It's in there, and they even have these extra little pieces on the side that are heavily spring-loaded, and they rotate and they pin down as extra supports. So he's not gonna. Those legs are not going off. They're not gonna slide off or anything else. Like he's put together. But it shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to scrape the toy to get, you know, to scrape the figure just so I can get that going. I mean, that's ridiculous. Those are my biggest, those are the only real pet peeves I think I have. Long haul or burden, the leg piece that it came with, and they're not scavenger or unearth as he is called. You know, he's really, really cool. The figures look great. I'm going to try to figure out how I can, because I do all this off my iPhone, so I'm going to see if I can figure out how. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. I'm going to see if there's a way I can, I know there is. I'll just have to edit some pictures, and I took some individual pictures because I'm not taking this guy apart anytime soon. He is going to be, he's my Devastator now. I'm actually thinking about putting my my Combiner Wars Devastator on eBay now and keep this guy, because this guy is just so much cooler. He's heavier, he's taller. He's not as tall as Metroplex, Titan Metroplex, but he's pretty tall. So I'm going to move him over. I'm going to show you a couple things. This, I think that's as far as that goes. So I'm going to push that down just a little bit. And, oh, one little feature I'm going to show up. He has, if you want to give him the visor that Devastator always has, he has a little visor that slaps down like that. I'm going to take his head off. Yep, there's parts forming here, people. There's his head. He's got a real nice face sculpt. You can just slide this up. And he also has a light up feature. Batteries come included, unlike other third party, and even Takara doesn't even give you batteries. And I like that. I think it's a neat little gimmick. When they're in individual robot mode, the cool thing is like, just like the original Devastator way back in the day, there's no storing these parts anywhere. Like these, I mean, you can, if you really want to, you can put them in some place. I mean, like this can store in some places, but this, no. These, no. There's no way, there's no place for these. Aesthetic wise, like if I'm going to move the camera a little bit here, if you look at his arm here on the side, see it's a little open there, and that's just so as you move it up, you see the pistons here, gives you a little extra detail, and then that just goes down. Or you can just hold it and it won't move at all. But it's all your preference. I think that's kind of cool. His fingers are individually articulated, and the cool thing is you can do this, but if you look at his hand, the fingers, they look like fingers. They, you know, the pinky's smaller, the ring finger's smaller than the middle finger and stuff. And, you know, he can do the Spock, live long and prosper, you know. Sorry, I'm being goofy. But the hands fire. There's a little, whoop, sorry, a little button here on the side you can press, and where, oh, it's over here. It's here on the side. There's a little purple button, but because I let that come forward, I can't fire it. But, you know, come on, and it pops right off. He has two drills. The guys that come with the hands also came with drills. So let me show you the drill. The drills are kind of cool. They're all black though. Would have been nice if they were silver, but they go right in there too, and you can, you know, you can have drill arm and come on, fire. Oh, I guess this one doesn't want to fire. Not sure why, but I'm not worried about it because I'm not going to display them with the drills anyway. Oh, I didn't have it all the way in. Sorry, but they fire. For some reason, he's acting a little top heavy. He has an ab crunch, which is kind of cool. So you can lean over. So you can actually pose the heck out of this guy. He has an ankle tilt. Both guys have tilting waists that give them an ankle tilt. And I'll move this back a little bit so you can see him again. And I like this guy. I like him a lot. He's massive, massive, massive dude. So I move him over so we can show you a couple of guys. I'm going to bring in first. I'm going to bring in a current Combiner Wars figure. I know the deluxe figures for Titans Return are coming out, but this is deluxe, or this is the Titans Returned Victorion. Yeah, she barely comes up to his crotch. I mean, that's it. Like, that's it. She'll get owned on the battlefield with this dude, you know? And if she doesn't, then, I don't know. I think, somebody's playing Autobot favorites, I guess. Here he is with another third party by Warbitron. This is their Not Bruticus set. And yeah, they're a lot smaller still, huh? I mean, he's got at least 4 or 5 inches on him, and he's just a massive dude compared to this guy. And then I'm going to show you what, of course, I think a lot of you want to see. If you have your Combiner Wars Devastator and you're worried, you may want to get another one. He's still, he's still taller. Yep, he's a lot taller. Excuse the little jerk there. Not only is he taller, he's proportioned. He's almost looks anatomically correct because of the length of his arms, his hands. Just an overall great representation of Devastator. Now, there are, like I said, there are QC issues that are out there, and your mileage may vary. But the slots here that go into the back of their not scrapper, which is shovel, the sliding mushroom pegs that go in there, everybody has had to sand those down and scrape those down to where they can fit. Everybody that I have seen a review on has mentioned it. And if they haven't, then they should be mentioning it, because so far everybody's had the same issue. The pegs for the arms, they're all the same too, where, let me move this guy out of the way. I'm going to show you here. When you lift one of the arms up, hopefully he won't fall over when I do this. He better not. So, man, this doesn't want to stay. What is going on? There we go. So you bring this up, and he just is leaning right forward for some reason. So his hands up, you see it, drops. But that's okay. It doesn't drop far. I'm not going to have a lot of little poses where he's out like that. This one's firmer. That's good. I've actually seen it where it's been the other way, where Unearth, or their not Scavenger, is the one who's very solid and the Bone Crusher's not. So that works. As figures go, individually, they rock. They do. They look great. When they're all transformed into their robot modes, they look fantastic. And as Devastator, he looks fantastic. I am so happy with this guy. I'm almost at a loss for words in my review. He looks great. He feels great. He's very heavy in his combined mode. I've heard the weights are almost close to 7 pounds. He's just a beefy guy. It's a lot of just sturdy plastic, and each figure feels hefty and good. They all feel really good, and the putting them together is not too bad. Into the Devastator mode is actually quite easy. I thought that was cool. Very reminiscent of the G1 toy. I don't have a G1 Devastator anymore. I'd show him next to this guy, because he's so cool. I mean, they basically took this and made this a masterpiece version of Devastator. Now, Warbitron, which I showed earlier, his price was close to, I think when he first came out, was close to $500. And I got him for a lot cheaper than that. I waited till he was on sale. This guy, he's close to $6. And I wound up being able to get him for a little less than that. So I was happy with that. But he's an expensive figure. It's like buying 6 Masterpiece toys in a row if you pay for them, if you buy them all together. I wound up buying them, of course, piecemeal. I mean, you buy them all separately anyway, but I wound up buying them in several orders just because, one, the cost, two, these two guys at the site that I go to was they're out of stock. So I found them at TF Source. I wound up buying all of these guys at TF Source, tfsource.com. They have free shipping over $150 per order. So I was like, what the hell? Save some money on shipping, and voila, I got my Devastator. Barring the QC issues and looking at all the paint apps, the plastic quality, the overall quality of the figure himself, I am giving him a 10 out of 10. They knocked it out of the park. However, each individual figure is not a 10 out of 10. Their Unearthed is maybe like a 6, and Bone Crusher's an 8, and he's a 4 he's a 6 because he doesn't have heel spurs, and this guy's the Allocator whose hook is like a 10 or a 9, and he's like a Scavenger's like a 9, and Mixmaster's a 9. They all have different issues, but together they put together a really fantastic figure that I'm blown away with. I'm so happy to have. And I think if you're into the Constructicons and if you are looking for a masterpiece type figure, then he's the guy to get. And I highly recommend him. There is one thing I want to show you too. Highly recommend this guy just because if you're a masterpiece collector, he fits in. Yeah, you go buy some Repro Label Decepticon logos and put him on there you know, and it's cool. It's absolutely awesome. So I'm gonna show you guys this. This is his gun. It's huge gun, and it tabs in. There's a tab in there. I'm looking, trying to feel for it. Right there, I can see it. I just can't get them in there. Not sure why. Hold on. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to pop his hand off. Come on. Okay, it doesn't want to launch for me. And I'll just do it this way. I guess I'm not really showing the quality of this guy, am I? It's just another one of those QC issues. Like, wrap the fingers around the gun. And now he's got this big, beefy gun. Looks cool. Just does. So, sorry about the lengthy video. Sorry about the little bit of a rambling in here trying to get this put together just right. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my review of this guy. Please follow me on Instagram at jmercer76. That's at JMERCER76. Like and subscribe this video. And I've said it before, if there's anything out there that you guys want to see that maybe I haven't put up yet, or there's toys that are coming out and maybe I can get my hands on them or something, let me know and I will see what I can do, and maybe I'll do a review and I'll do a shout out for you for asking for the review, and I'll let you know my honest opinion. This guy I really like. I'm very impressed with. I can't wait to see what else Toy World is coming out with. And that's it. You know, that's it for Jeff's Toy Reviews for Devastator. I give him a 10 out of 10. I think he's really cool, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you and have a good one.